What's up? You're about to watch the greatest guide on batting against the heavy tennis ball that you'll ever see. And I'm the best person to teach it to you because I started off as a bowler. But the tips I'm going to give you today, they made me the top scorer at Purdue in the heavy tennis ball league. And I do pretty well in Florida as well. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with the differences between the heavy tennis ball and the leather ball. The first difference, and I see so many people not use this, is that most tennis ball leagues don't have LBW. So what that means is if you normally take your guard on leg stump, you still have a chance of getting bowled. But if there's no LBW, you could also take it on middle and off. And then you just can't get bowled anymore. It's impossible. So what you need to do is, if you normally start on leg stump, start on middle. And after that, don't just end there, even shuffle across. I don't know if you can see the stumps right now, but I can promise you this much. If the ball is coming on the stumps, I make sure that I cover it. So even if I miss, at least I don't get bowled. The second difference, and this is very important, is that the tennis ball does not take force on it very well. And what that means for you is that the shots you hit in leather ball cricket, right, these nice looking drives that, start off this high, you pause right here and it goes for 6, that's not going to happen. You need to have a high back lift and you need to have a full bat swing. You need to go as high as you can, and you also need to finish your swing the entire way. Now, the way you use this is when you're starting off in the innings, especially if you're a top order batsman, you can still start off with a lowish back lift or your normal back lift. But if you're looking to score, even your normal drives, you can't play your drives simply like this anymore. You're going to have to do a full swing at least if you want to transfer the force onto the tennis ball. And the second part of this is when you're power hitting, the most important thing is weight transfer. You could have a full swing, but if you're going backwards, it's not going to go anywhere. You have to transfer your weight forward. That's one of the most important things in both leather ball cricket and tennis ball cricket. And the third difference is the difference between the leather ball and the tennis ball. There's actually a few differences, but I'll put them all in one to save your time. First off, there's tennis ball bounce, which is obviously that tennis ball bounces more. But more than just that, what I mean for you as a batsman is that a lot of balls you'll actually have to play on the back foot that you would play on the front foot in leather ball. If you have a little bit of a doubt, it's safer to play back sometimes. And then the second thing is there's no swing and no seam. And this is where our fundamental change in thinking comes in as a batsman. Traditional cricket wisdom says that you should play straight and in the V. And that's there for many reasons. Part of which is because there's swing and seam. So if you play with a straight bat, it's safe. If there's uneven bounce, your bat will cover that. And then playing straight ensures that you're meeting the full face of the bat. But because this ball bounces pretty consistently and it does not swing or seam much, it's actually not that good to play just straight. And part of the reason is because, like I said last time, this ball does not take force too well on it straight. If you try hitting a 6 straight, unless your ground is very small with the heavy tennis ball, it's going to be harder to clear the front fence. Whereas on the other side, I said this in my bowling video as well, even mistimed pulls clear the boundary very easily. So what you need to understand is, if you want to score against the heavy tennis ball, you need to use your raw strength, but more than that, you also need to use your mind. So rather than just playing straight, it sometimes can be good to avoid playing straight, especially when you need to score fast and going for the sides. And I'm going to teach you how with the batting plan. Now, batting plan involves adding the technical changes and mastering a few shots that are very effective in tennis ball cricket, such as the pull shot, the slog sweep, the reverse sweep, the ramp, and the stepping out. And combining that with a fundamental change in thinking, which was you shouldn't always play in the V. So here's what I mean by that. First off, when you go out to bat, make sure that you're covering the stumps fully. So I normally have a leg stump guard. I start off with a middle stump guard instead, and then I exaggerate my normal shuffle even a little bit, just to ensure that all 3 stumps are covered. Now, when you are starting off the innings, you can actually play in the V, because that's a good way to ensure that the pitch is playing fine, and that, in case of a really good bowler, you can keep your back lift a little bit low at the start to, ensure that you can play the pace. And then after that, sometimes the pitch will skid if it's wet, so watch out for that. But after you've played 3 to 5 balls, you add in the rest of your technical changes, which are a high back lift and a full swing of the bat. Now here's how that fundamental shift comes in. You need to choose your shots, and you can even kind of premeditate some of them, because the ball does not swing or seam. So the most important thing now becomes hitting the gaps, because I promise you this much, if you try and clear the straight boundary in the first few balls that you play, it's not going to happen. You might get lucky once, but you're not going to get lucky twice. However, you need to master the pull shot, because as I said before, even mistimed pulls and cuts go for 6, and the pull seems to be much more consistent. So the first part of your game plan is, if you get anything that's even marginally short, you're going to hit that for 6, or at least try. It's your most important shot, it's your bread and butter. After that, the slog sweep is your other attacking option. This is something you can play against fast bowlers and spinners if you practice it well enough. And the reason it works so well is because it's like your normal slog, but rather than going straight, it hits the ball to the side, which I believe puts force on the ball better, and you'll notice those shots travel further than your straight slogs. Now, the reverse sweep and ramp, these are very unorthodox shots, and great coaches will tell you not to play them. But here's the thing, this ball does not seam, it does not swing, the bounce is very consistent. It also doesn't hurt, and there's no LBW. So what that means is, if you do play a reverse sweep, as long as you're covering the stumps, your odds of getting out are very low, even if you miss the ball. And same with the ramp, actually. And the reason these shots become so important is, the most common field setting you'll see is 3 out there on the leg side and 2 out there on the off side. What that means is, that whole area is clear, and anything behind the wicket is clear. So these shots become the easiest ways to pick up boundaries. You don't even have to make good contact, just need to make some form of contact. And the reverse sweep is the better of these two, because you can generate your own power. You can even play kind of a switch hit sometimes, if you really need to hit the ball far. Whereas the ramp does require the bowler to be bowling somewhat fast. And if you have to use the bowler space, you can only do this against a fast bowler or a fast spinner. And if you mastered these two shots, what happens then is, the captain of the fielding team will have to actually bring one of his fielders from the leg side or the off side and move him back for you. And then you can actually go to playing straighter again, which according to traditional cricket wisdom is there for a reason. Playing straight is safer, but unfortunately if you want to score runs with heavy tennis ball, it's not the most effective. And because of the way there's no LBW and the bounce is so consistent, you can play through the sides almost as safely. But if you must go straight and hit it for 6, my suggestion would be that you step out, because this does a few things. First off, when you step out, you commit fully to the shot. This ensures your weight is going forward, and if you had a high back lift and a full bat swing, that combined with your weight charging forward might be enough to get over the boundary. Like I said in one of my other batting videos, if you are going to step out with confidence. Be stumped by 2 feet, not 2 inches. In conclusion, our batting plan is simple. Start off getting set, but trust yourself, trust the pitch, trust the ball. So play in the V for maybe the first 5 balls, and after that, have that shift in mindset where you stop trying to target straight and rather try and actually go to the sides or behind you. Because I can tell you this much, the safest shot is to where there's no fielder. So watch the field, really focus on the field, and if you master the 5 shots, the pull, which is your bread and butter, which you can hit to any bowler at any time, and add to that the reverse sweep and the ramp, really master the slog sweep, then you're going to be scoring a lot more runs and be a lot more consistent. And if you add to that the small technical changes such as covering the stumps and increasing your back lift and bat swing, then you're going to be golden. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to make more videos for you guys, and I'll be releasing the next one next week. Thank you.